Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another Wednesday Psychic Empath training, musings, discussions, healings, and all those wonderful things. So today it's not a beautiful sunny day outside, so I'm not getting burnt in the sun. The rain just started, but I got a beautiful bike ride today with my husband. That was fabulous, and we rarely get to go out and share time together like that, so it was pretty special. So, hi, whoever you are, if you're just scrolling, and if you want to stay. I'm just going to share my video. This is my marketing on a couple of groups, so just give me a moment, and while you're tuning in, we are going to talk about our inner child. We're going to talk about, healing the inner child and being like a kid, and talk about like how our children actually assist us in healing and assist us in being awesome. So just give me one moment. I've got to share this to my home page, my personal page. And I'm going to share it in a few groups because I find that people tend to join in more. So I've already received a question today, and I'll be answering that question. But I wanted to talk about the importance of healing your inner child. Not very many of us have had the perfect upbringing, and whatever perfect, your point of view of perfect is. And not many of us have been able to completely go back and take any negative experience and digest it, because our subconscious will actually store things in our bodies, and until we're able to actually go back and be that child that experienced traumatic things and things that were painful, then it will stay stored in our body. So, one moment, bear with me. I'm just sharing a few things. Oh, okay, interesting. So, I mean, when you think about it, some of us have had more painful childhoods than others, but every client that I've ever worked with, and I've worked with hundreds of people across the province, Alberta, BC, and across the world, and it seems as though we've all had some experience at some point in our life where we were not able to digest it and understand it, or we were taught how to handle it in a way that actually didn't help us. And unfortunately, that is normal because our parents were not taught how to handle the emotional stuff that they've gone through. And, you know, classic examples are losing a loved one. You know, maybe you've lost a mother or a father as a child, and at the time your parent is just coping and the parent is having a hard time with it. So in their grief, you were not able to truly grieve because you had to step up and be strong for them. Or maybe you experienced something else. You never know, right? So for me, my experiences, I just wrote a post about one of them. By the time I was 5, I had experienced a lot of sadness and trauma already. Thank you for the hearts. For me, it was basically survival, fight or flight growing up, but I was a highly sensitive child at the time. Of course, you know, you don't realize how sensitive you are until as you get older, things bother you more. I tend to be more in tune with people and their emotional issues. And in the end, my mother was a single mother until I was 5, and she struggled because her upbringing was so traumatic and so horrible that My husband's just coming in from the hot tub. I wanted to join him, but I had to work. I get to spend it with you guys. Yeah, so she struggled to raise us, but then by the time I was 5, she found someone that she settled down with, and he raised me, and so he has been my dad. And it wasn't always roses and butterflies and all of that, because my dad was quite young. He was only 20. My mom was 26 with 2 kids. And being that my mom came from such a traumatic upbringing, she had 15 in her family, those French-Canadian families, they're so big. So, you know, struggling to feed a family of 15, that's really tough. So over the years, I have had to work on myself. And over the years, I realized, and working with different healers, that I had to also allow myself to heal the inner child, because she did not have a voice growing up. She was not able to say, hey, I'm not comfortable here. I'm not feeling loved. I'm not feeling supported. I had a lot of fear. I carried a lot of fear, especially towards men, because the first man that was my father was very abusive. So for me, it was really hard to trust men. But once I got into my 20s, and that kind of went out the window. But I wanted to talk about this because if any of you have residual from your upbringing, it will show up in your relationships, and it will show up in your businesses as points of view that you carry. You'll have resistance and reactions to things that maybe are triggering these painful spots and these painful places, and that's totally normal. And in the end, if you realize that you've buried down deep these emotional pains and hurts, they fester and they rot, and they come out at the most inopportune times, and they come out at your children, they come out at your partner, your friends, your family. So healing the inner child is paramount, and one of the foundational steps that I use when I work with my clients, because it has the most profound effects on their lives. It gives them that opportunity to release and let go of things that they're holding on to that they didn't even realize. So let's do a little exercise today on healing the inner child, and have your Kleenex ready, because this is quite powerful. And allow yourself to use your imagination and totally embrace this. So we're not going to do a long one, just a little one. And so having your back straight, sitting on a nice comfortable spot, or you can lay down. And I want you to close your eyes and take a deep breath in, and then exhale. Allow your diaphragm to expand on the inhale, and allow your diaphragm to contract on the exhale. So you're inhaling all the stress of the day, all the stress of the week, all the stress of being a mother and whatnot. So excellent. And do that 3 more times. And as you do this, I want you to visualize all that stress and tension to actually leave your physical body. Okay? Okay, so now that you've got yourself centered, I want you to continue breathing, but through your nostrils. Closing your eyes again. I want you to ask your body, or in your mind or aloud, how old is the child within me that needs to be heard today? You can put your hand on your heart, your hand on your tummy. Okay, I've got my answer. Do you have your answer? Okay. So, I want you to invite that child or that teenager to come to you and visit you. and see them there in their perfection, and allow them to come to you and hold them and give them love and give them peace of harmony. And I want you to allow them to hear what you have to say and what they have to say. And because I'm doing a live right now, this is something you can do later when you feel in tune and ready to. So allow yourself to really engage them and feel the love that they have for you and the respect, because that inner child that you are connecting with right now is needing to be heard, is needing to know that they are loved unconditionally, is needing to feel supported and feel like they don't have to make those decisions anymore for you. Because what happens is those inner children come through and make decisions for us. We bury it alive, those pains, and then it comes up in our relationships, friendships, at the teller, in 7-Eleven, you know? So really embrace that. Eat what they like to eat. Express how much you love them when they show up frequently. It's very powerful. Okay? And what do our children teach us? They teach us unconditional love. They teach us how to play, how to laugh. My daughter is the queen at teaching me how to ask for things that I want, because she does that very well. She teaches me to be flamboyant and dress how I want and wear lots of color and speak my mind and speak from my heart. Children are amazing. They also mirror our things that we don't like in ourselves, and we lash out at them for that. But that's okay, because it's not okay to lash out, but it's okay for them to show us that, so that's something that we can work on. Okay? So I am very grateful that you're here, and I've already got a question, so I'm going to go right into the questions. Okay, so this question comes anonymously. She wants to remain anonymous. Oh, thanks for the heart, Lisa. Hello. So the question is, I'm sorry, I'm just reading her message. Okay, so this is about So this person is dealing with loss in her marriage. I'm just going to get her to ask us a specific question. So if you have questions, be very specific, because I only have so much time to tap in. And I get the story, but I need the specific question. And I think what she's asking is that her husband has just honestly told her that he had an affair. And she thought that it had happened, but he denied it. She believed him. And because of past marital trouble, she's worked on that, and she thought that everything was perfect. So because I didn't get a specific question, I think what she's asking is, do I stay? Do I work through it? Am I to trust him? I mean, imagine all these questions coming up. We are human and we make mistakes. And when we are detached emotionally in our relationships, then sometimes we move away in those relationships and we seek that connection with other people. And that, to me, is the foundation of cheating. It is not feeling like your needs are being met. It is not feeling valued. It is not feeling love. Most women, when they cheat, it is not out of a sexual desire. It is not out of necessarily pleasure. It is out of being needed, being wanted, and being desired because they feel they're not desired with their spouse. With men, it can be a little bit different. With men, it can be the same feelings like being wanted, being desired, but their needs aren't being met sometimes sexually because their wife maybe isn't open to anal sex, or it's not an excuse, but they may not be open to actually experiencing in receiving love and passion, which that partner needs. And men show love through sex. They really do. That is the way they can share their masculinity. And sex is the most sacred spiritual union that a couple can have. And it's no doubt that having a partner cheat and do what we call cheating, that's a point of view. It can be very, very tragic and very, very painful. Okay, so she's asked a specific question. How do I get the connection and love back? How do I forgive and really move past this? Okay, love, so since you're watching, I want to say this. First of all, I want you to forgive yourself because you are blaming yourself because of a decision that he has made. He is a grown-ass man, and he had allowed himself to be vulnerable enough to share this union with someone else. At the same time that you're forgiving yourself and not blaming yourself, I want you to recognize that no matter how bad a marriage is, if you have agreed with one another, there's marriages that are open. They actually have rules around having sex with other people. There's marriages that have rules around sharing their sexual union with other couples and other people. And to me, it is all fine as long as there's communication and boundaries. So he broke your trust. He lied about it because he felt bad and he was ashamed. I'm picking up shame for sure. And I'm also picking up that you're blaming yourself for not being there emotionally for him, and we have to let that go. Okay, so that's number one, forgiving yourself. Number two, stepping away from what had happened with him and taking a moment to actually look at what it is that you need to be happy in this marriage. Because when we don't express what we need in a relationship and work on a common goal, we lose track of what we desire. We lose track of what we need. So I feel like you guys were there. You were disconnected. You had an agreement and you have a family, but at the same time, there was no working towards a common goal besides raising kids. And this is very common. Okay. So number one, forgiving yourself. Number two, I want you to write out everything that you need in this marriage to feel content, to feel happy, and to feel loved. We have to love ourselves first, and we have to mirror that in our partner, because that's what our partners do. They mirror to us. So where, love, I'm asking you now, where are you not honoring yourself? Where is he mirroring cheating? Where are you cheating on yourself? Are you cheating yourself out of sexual pleasure? Are you cheating yourself out of being wholly loved for just who you are unconditionally? Are you cheating yourself out of accepting support? And this is all about your relationship with you, and goes back, we're talking about that inner child, doing that work with that little girl in you that has issues with her daddy. Because daddy has mirrored some things to you, okay? So, I don't condone what's happened. I absolutely feel like you need boundaries right now. Okay, the truth, thank you for telling me the truth, my loving husband. But I need to process this because I'm a sensitive, empathic soul, and it's time that I deal with my feelings around this. So you're going to honor you, completely honor you. And you do that by self-care, radical self-care. You're grieving, absolutely. And this man has broken your trust, so it is time to decide if you trust him to never have this happen again, or if you need time to step away from the marriage to digest. I personally would need to step away, and I would have my own place for a while. I would totally separate that, because you have to find out who you are. You've done all this work on yourself, and you felt like it was the perfect marriage, but did he do the same amount of work? No. The other part of this is getting help through counseling. Absolutely. I love that in most communities there's free counseling for women. And my husband and I actually, we split up for 8 months. It wasn't due to cheating. It was due to me needing to find myself. It was due to me needing him to find himself as that identity of who we are separate, because we fell in love with who those people were and we lost them on the journey of raising kids and having businesses and trying to keep all the pieces together. But for you, forgiveness of self first before you can forgive him, self-care, self-love, accepting help and support. Do not brush this under the rug. It is open and honest now because he's told you, so there's no more secrets. And counseling together and separate. So, how do you forgive? Is you work with that inner child, and I would be very happy to help you with that. I think that a powerful inner child session and a releasing session, because you have had past lives with this man. And there's some agreement there. I can't go into it, but yeah. So I want to ask you, my love, are you able to step away to digest and mourn the feeling of betrayal? Because this goes back lifetimes. So the question becomes, can you do that? Yes, I feel you can. I feel you can have your own space, or he can go have his own space. I almost feel like you have to exercise your boundaries and stand in your power right now. You fucked up, husband. You broke a vow. You lied. You cut the truth in half when you lied. So you need to step out of our home for a little while, and I think that's an option for you guys. And if that's not an option, maybe the feeling inside of you is that you need to step out of the home and take the things that you need with you. Because the reality is when you're in the same house with someone who's betrayed you and you're raising a family and there's no trust, those poor children feel it all. They take all of that energy for you because they're our little healers, right? They take on everything. So counseling, forgiveness of yourself, writing a list of exactly what you need. Maybe write him a letter with all your feelings in it. Setting some boundaries. Obviously, you're not going to want to have sex with this man because he has broken your heart, and it's time that you heal. And obviously, he hadn't worked on himself like you had. So really take time for you. Ask for help. It's not a secret. You don't have to blab it around town. You do not have to be ashamed, okay? So first of all, stop the shame. Stop the shame and blame. Do not blame. Do not shame yourself. This is a grown man who made a decision to do what he did. It has no reflect on you as a person, okay? I can't speak for you. I can't speak for how you want to go through with this, but these are the baby steps, okay? It's day by day. And if you do want to work on the marriage, if he's really certain that he does and you do, then it means you have to work on each other's individuality and pain alone first, and loving unconditionally yourselves individually. because actions always speak louder than words, right? Do not feel like he loves this other woman, because it's not that way. Most of the time it's just out of passion and a need to be loved, a need to be connected, and whatever his reasons are. If this has happened more than once in your marriage, and I'll be honest with people, if you have been in a relationship with someone who's cheated multiple times, it may happen again, and it could mean that they are the kind of people who have a hard time with one lover, and that's totally fine if there's an agreement. And those people can find strength in relationships, but only if there's agreements there. Or they can't feel love for themselves unless they get that fresh new love feeling in other people. However, I don't feel like this is your question and this is what's happening in your marriage. So I'll pull a card, because it's nice to have a little bit of guidance from the guides and angels. And I have to ask you, my love, this is betrayal. So how many lifetimes have you been betrayed? First answer. Anyone watching, if you feel you've been betrayed, how many lifetimes? This came up last call. Okay, good. And would you like to destroy and uncreate all those lifetimes of being betrayed? Of course you do. Good and bad, right and wrong, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, beyonds. Okay. So yes, release that. Now, if you're on the call and you did do the releasing last week, you can do it again. Thank you, Lisa. So, destroy and uncreate all that energy around betrayal. Stand in your power. This is about assertiveness, my love. This is about you standing in your power. So, the card you got is Shadow, and it's backwards because I can't change it. So I'm just going to go into that a little bit. So reflecting, remember I talked about the mirror? Reflection, emotions, sensitivity, a reminder that nothing in life is at a standstill. This is a world of constant flux, and one thing is certain, everything changes. As you know, everything that you thought you built has just crumbled. So foundations need to crumble in order for us to build them much stronger. So that is a blessing in all of this. You finally know the truth. So now you can break down that foundation and rebuild it even better. The time is now when you may have to face your worst fears and look into the dark shadows of your soul. You must learn to confront what you've avoided and walk courageously through it. Always know that life naturally revitalizes itself, and as it does, so do you. The Shadow card promises that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Recognize that by no longer denying your past and letting the tears fall, you'll discover the diamonds in the treasure chest of your soul. This is a cleansing process to wash away and clear out what was once avoided, ignored, or pushed aside. So you knew this happened because your intuition told you, but you wanted to believe him. So remember to always trust your intuition. And you are a beautiful, attractive, intelligent, amazing mother, fantastic woman who deserves to be loved, who deserves passion and pleasure and romance. So this is about you bringing forth the truth in your life. This indicates that this is a time when your psychic sensitivity may be quite intense. Learn to open up to it if you need to, and to turn it down if you need to, because you're an empath. Your body is one big psychic antenna. So just remember that you're in control of how high or low you want the reception to be. Mother Earth can assist you in this period of change, sensitivity, and healing. Okay, well, I love you, and I will be seeing you soon, so I'll give you a big hug. And thank you for being vulnerable and sharing this with us today, because this will help many people who see this video. Many couples out there struggling, and they know something has happened and they don't know the truth, but the truth always gets revealed. So we need to get to the heart of your truth. Okay? All right, honey. I hope that helps. And I'm here. So reach out. Don't think about finances because, you know, I'm here. Okay? Okay, big hugs. Lisa, assertiveness is my new power word. I know. And you know, there's such a disconnect of, especially in women, assertiveness and being a bitch. So often when we are assertive, we're considered bitchy and bitches. But when men are assertive, it's just, yeah, they're just being men. So, I mean, we have the modality. We have the female and the male aspect. And, you know, it's really important that you embrace both sides, is that masculine and that femininity. So today, you know, I got to go out on a date with my honey. And we went mountain biking. So I was really assertive today. I had to get in there. And I'm really out of shape for mountain biking. But I went and we had a lovely time, and Ron took a picture of me biking down a pretty gnarly, steep section, and then the picture looks like it's flat. I don't know how those bike photographers and things do it, because I was like, that's it? That's all it looks like? I was like really giving her. Yeah, it's pretty funny. So, inner child work, healing that little child in you, and they mirror in our relationships. So I had a realization this week that my dad was a hard ass who raised me, and he's still very closed off to expressing his emotions, and he was very young when he raised me, so he ruled with an iron fist. Like, he would make us do push-ups as punishment and things like that, and it's funny, I still do push-ups. But, you know, I realized that I want in my husband what he couldn't give me, which was gentleness and acceptance and being proud of me and things like that. And my husband does remind me of my dad a lot still, but he does provide those things that I really need. And I do annoy him too, and do stuff that annoys him that his mother did, because sometimes my voice is quite shrill. So, anyway, I am here to answer any questions that you have. So, please write them in the comments. What would you like? What would you like to hear? Okay, I got one. Why is everything I worked on so hard to make better just stripped away? Am I supposed to be homeless, jobless, or carless? No, you're not supposed to be any less or anything less. Absolutely not. You are an abundant, bright, beautiful person, and it's your mindset that's getting in your way. You're going back and playing that record over and over again that your parents played, which was money doesn't grow on trees, or whatever it is that your family. Why? Why are you struggling? Because you are struggling to love yourself, honey. You're struggling to feel value in yourself. You're struggling to embrace your magic and all the opportunities that show up. So remember, this is all about vibration. We're vibrators. We are vibrating to the frequency of the universe. Yeah, so there you go. If you're saying you're worthless, if you're saying you're useless, then what are you attracting? Worthlessness, uselessness. You're attracting people with low vibration that feel that way too. So fucking stop it. Okay? Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Stop feeling like a fucking victim all the time. And start creating the life that you want. Start attracting a high vibration. Get involved in your community and start volunteering. Volunteering is amazing because you're giving back to people less fortunate. You're meeting great people. You're attracting all this beautiful love, and giving is the best gift that there is in this life. The more you give, the more you receive. So guess what? You're not receiving because you're not receiving your truth and your love of your higher self. So, what's your routine every day? Do you get up in the morning and hate your life? And then attract hate and horrible things? Probably. So, it's your mind. What are you saying in your mind every day? And then catch yourself. Catch yourself. Oh, okay, so I'm feeling low. Okay, I can have a low day. That's totally fine. And then accept that. Okay, I'm having a low day. Yeah. And then move on. What would make you happy? Maybe a funny show. Maybe meet up with an old friend. So if you believe what you're saying, which is a total lie, that you don't deserve, then you won't attract that, and then you'll just go spiral down, right? Okay, so let's do an exercise. I want you to sit feet flat on the floor, spine straight, hand on the heart, hand on the tummy. Closing your eyes. Deep breath. Okay. Now, how does it feel when you don't love yourself? It feels like shit. It feels heavy, right? You feel heavy. You probably feel heavy in your chest and your heart. Okay. Now, heaviness is a lie. So every time you say, I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy, you're lying. Are you a liar? I don't think you are. I think you're very truthful and very honest. So I want you to say, I love you to yourself over and over. And we're going to start with mirror work. Every morning and every evening, looking in the mirror and looking at your eyes. And you're going to look at yourself. This is weird, looking at myself on here. You're going to say, I love you. Yes, you're shaking because I'm telling the truth. Because you actually love you, but somewhere along the line, that little girl inside of you was taught that you were unworthy. That's that inner child work. I want you to do it. You're going to say, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Okay, everyone that's watching this and I'm looking at you, tell yourself you love yourself. I'm saying this now. I love you because I do. I love you all. Now, when you can honor that you are creating, you are the creator, you are the magic, amazing beings, you can create whatever it is you desire. But it starts with one step every day, and then adding another step the next day, and another step, and baby steps. I love you. I love you, Lisa. I love you, Lisa. I love you, Lisa. You are perfect the way you are. You are unconditionally loved. You deserve all the universe has to offer. And this is where we're going to start. And you're going to write these out every day, and you're going to say it every day to yourself. And you're going to eliminate those negative thoughts just by practicing this every day. You know, I know you can't receive this right now, but I want you to work on it. You can re-watch this video. It'll be on my YouTube channel. It feels weird at first, and you will cry when you look in the mirror at yourself and do mirror work, and you say, I love you. You will cry, you might get mad, you might scream, you might yell. But I want you to start there, okay? Baby steps. We didn't get here overnight. We're not getting out overnight. Okay? So I'm going to pull a card for you as well. I have to take a drink of tea. All right, baby steps. And that's why you should have invested in a 1 session with me, and we would have got to the root of this with that inner child. But there's no should, coulda, woulda. It's about you investing in you. So you told yourself at the time that you weren't worthy. Yeah, you're angry. Yeah, of course you're angry. You got shit inside that you haven't been able to release. And that's what I do. That's what we're doing today. I'm giving to this free, right? Okay, so what's your card of the day? If you want to laugh, I'll tell you something funny. My dog's underneath my feet and he just let out the most disgusting, smelly fart. Ugh! Why are dog farts so bad? Ah! Okay, guess what card I got? And I'm not shitting you guys. I just shuffled the deck and pulled the card out. The same card came up for you. Shadow. And I just read it. Okay, good. You're having a laugh. Shadow. You know, we've got ugly parts of ourselves, and we focus on those, and we focus on those, and we focus on those instead of going to the ugly parts of our life that we had ugly experiences and bringing them out and bringing them to the light. So I'm a shadow worker. That's what I do. I bring people to the truth of who they are and embrace the amazing, beautiful ones that they are. So, Lisa, you are beautiful. You are amazing. And you deserve every happiness. And until that you love yourself and actually do the work every day instead of giving up, because you can't start and then stop and then start and then stop. I want you to start and keep starting, is to keep going. Then you will attract the most amazing, beautiful partner. You will have a nice, gorgeous home. You will have a very, very reliable vehicle and a very great job where you work with many people. You will be in a community that supports you. Okay? But because you're vibrating at a low frequency, you're attracting low vibration people and low vibration things that you do. Okay? Which is probably drinking and other things. They lower your vibration. So, self-love every day by looking in the mirror, saying I love you, and then every day increasing something. Yes, you, a partner for you. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So, there you go. There's your message of the day with lots of love in my heart and peace and harmony. And I'm going into your home right now and I'm cleaning it out because there's some entities there. Okay, so your house should feel much lighter. Okay, hi Dennis. What is the purpose of the cards? Honestly, I don't need cards, but I use cards because it's really helpful when I'm reading for clients to give them perspective that Spirit is showing them the right track. So by showing the image, it gives us perspective. And we can pick out little things in the image. As well, the cards read further into what's happening in their life. And sometimes it's a nice little push, a nice little extra for moving forward to show that, you know, what I'm saying is actually what's happening. The cards are just allowing that to be shown better. I think that makes sense. I hope it does. I'm trying to explain myself. Yeah, but I don't always need cards. Do you have a question besides that one, my love? I'd be happy to answer any questions. Okay, so the other thing is cards are just a divination tool. just like runes, pendulums, etc. I teach an oracle card reading course, which I will be planning an online one soon. So for anybody who really wants to work on their intuition, it's a great way to start trusting your intuition. It's a great way to just be shown that you're on the right track, to be told that with the cards. Okay, I'm a materialist trying hard to, trying hard to be polite. Was that the word that you meant to use? Materialist? I don't even know what that is. What is a materialist, Dennis? Stop trying so hard. You guys are funny. Having a little conversation. Dennis, do you have a question? I'd be happy to answer one before I go. Do we want just to draw another card for fun, for shits and giggles? Oh, I'm getting a definition of what a materialist is. I kind of have an idea of what it is, but enlighten me. I love learning. Okay, so I'm going to pull another card today. Alright, so just a general card for the rest of the week from Wednesday to Wednesday. That includes this weekend. Oh, here we go. A materialist believes that everything is contained in this world. In other words, there is no supernatural existence. Interesting. Well, I believe everything is contained in the world as well, and contained within us. Because we are made of the stars. Science proves that. We are a spiritual being going on a... Okay, see you, Lisa. Going on a, a personal experience. And, science has proven that we're made of the dirt, made of the stars, we're made of the universe. And it's all contained within us. Yes, I do believe in a higher power, but it is within us, not separate. So that's my point of view, but everyone has their own point of view, and I respect that. And our point of view always shows us that it's right. So any point of view you have will always be proven right to yourself. And then if you change your point of view, it's shown right again in a different way. Which is interesting because I'm getting the mental conflict card. Oh, mental conflict. That means stuck in your mind. Not moving into the heart. Not trusting the process. And we live in a society where we think. And we very rarely quiet the mind in meditation and just bring down the energy into the body and bring down the energy into the heart and feel that. So for those of you watching, it's a reminder to meditate. And meditation is anything from walking in the forest to actually listening to like a meditation music and allowing yourself to quiet the mind. The mind contains the thoughts of the whole planet. We all share that. However, your heart is connected to your higher power, that soul being that you are. So it's interesting that I pulled this one. So this is about not being able to move forward because of self-doubt. Making decisions. And a reminder that we all have the strength and ability and wisdom within us to make those decisions. Yeah. Resolutions can only come forth. Ciao, Dennis. Resolutions can only come forth when we have made a decision. Yeah. So there's assistance out there for you. So seek out and listen to wise counsel to help you make the right decisions. Listen to your intuition and have faith in yourself. Peace and harmony will soon be yours. Okay, there we go. To end the day, to end the session. Unless anyone else has any questions, I'm going to leave it for a couple minutes and have my tea in this beautiful mug, handmade by the clay from the Skeena River that floats behind our home. Isn't that beautiful? It's nice and big. My tea gets cooled off nice and quick. Anybody else have any questions? Going once? Going twice? Okay, well, we will call it. Aw, love you too, Lisa. You are very blessed, my girl. You are very blessed. Okay, everyone. Big hugs, namastes, peace outs, knuckles, and all of that good stuff for you to be on top of this world and healing your hearts and falling in love with yourself and all those goody, wonderful, juicy things that you can think of. Okay, bye everyone.